So I'll assume that you are watching this because you don't want to bother watching an hour-long recap session by another person and you need a simpler understanding? Well, you're in luck because today I'll be doing exactly that. Yippee! But keep in mind that I will be focusing on major plots and some of the main characters. So if I miss out anything, feel free to comment down below. Before we get to the video, let me just clear something up. Why parts? Because I felt it would be very much tiring to do a complete recap of Alien Stage, so to make it easier, I'll separate it into 2 to 3 parts. We'll start with the character that you will see often, Izzy. Izzy has pink hair with blue ends, chartreuse eyes, and wears glasses. She is aged 22. In Vivino's now deleted tweet, her personality-wise is pretty much outgoing and has an optimistic attitude. However, we began to note that she has difficulty in hiding her true emotions and has struggles with being dishonest. Sua has black hair and purple eyes. She is aged 23. In Vivino's now deleted tweet, she is described to be more elusive. She doesn't interact much to anyone other than Izzy. While many people often see her as cold-hearted, she is kind and pure-hearted. Not much was described about her other than we'll see her in some occasion in the series. Till has gray hair, sometimes cyan, and teal eyes. He is aged 21, the youngest participant out of the main 6 characters. In Vivino's now deleted tweet, he is described to be the most sensitive and timid among all the participants. It is noted that he has a rebellious streak, which we will see it often. Ivan has black hair, black eyes, with crimson pupils, and a fang from his mouth. He is aged 22. He is described to be quiet and off-putting due to him being raised in the slums. Later on in life, he started becoming more cheerful and learned how to smile. Now that we've described all the 4 main characters, let's start the recap, shall we? Round 1 began with Sua singing My Clematis at an open field. Later on, Izzy joins in, and Sua was looking rather surprised. The video shifts to the competition itself, and we later discovered that Alien Stage isn't just a singing competition. It's a survival show where you will die on stage. Anyways, both Izzy and Sua sang together in a harmonized melody. We get flashbacks about them along the way. The flashback itself shows how close they were as children. Slowly, as the music starts to play a different tune, we get narration from Izzy. Izzy asks Sua if she believes in God. Reason is that Earth used to have religions, but unfortunately, when aliens took over, humanity forgot the existence of God. Despite all of that, Izzy believed that the beliefs in God is human. Then if she were to believe that, she believes that Sua is her God and her universe. After the narration, the score is revealed. Izzy scored 87, while Sua scored 86. It is clear that Izzy won. Hence, it has costed Sua her death, as she was killed right in front of Izzy. Izzy, without Sua singing with her, sang the final verse of My Clematis while witnessing her death of her beloved. That ends round 1. Now that we've covered round 1, we'll cover on Alien Stage video. The video begins with a Fever Dream intro, where it plays 80s/90s vibes. The song itself is titled Sweet Dream, which indicates that the video is somewhat a dream, a feverish one. Sua sang the lyrics, and it is revealed how she had no words left, and that she also explains how it doesn't have a meaning. Later on, she sang the lyrics White Dress Dyed Red, which indicates that she has died. Soon, the scene shifts to Luca, who is being berated by a crowd of aliens. After that, the scene shifts to a much more eerie place where Till is being held, where he is wearing a collar with a bunch of wires clung over him. He's gripping a bunch of petals from a poppy flower, but later released it. Later on, it changes to Mizzy with her Segin. The scene changes to Hyuna with cuffs on her hand, trying to smoke. But later, she looked into another direction where a little kid ran past her. The scene later changed to Ivan with a microphone, and Suva sang the lyrics, "Lord please, when this song is over, save me please." We then later get a bunch of clips of the children singing in Anak Garden and how they managed to join Alien Stage. That ends the entire video. Now that we've covered round 1 and Alien Stage, I invited my friend Izzy to help me cover for the next 2 videos, so enjoy!
Hi, this is Izzy, and I'm going to do round 2's recap. Anyways, round 2 began with Till and Acorn going up on stage. Then later, Till started playing on his guitar, Freddy, who apparently is an alien, from what it looks like. The music began to play and Till started singing. The music is filled with passion, and as it is still playing, Till makes eye contact with Mizzy's bubble. Well, Mizzy is looking rather depressed from round 1, and therefore not looking up at Till playing the music. It later switches to a minor flashback of both Mizzy and Till plus Sua as children. Sua was putting a flower crown on Mizzy while Till watches from behind the tree. Looking beat up, later revealed to be caused by his Zegian, I'm so sorry for the pronunciation of Zegian or Guardian, as punishment for possibly misbehaving. Next, the video shows a behind the scenes where Till is playing an imaginary guitar to practice the chords for his song, all while imagining Mizzy. He thought of his feelings for Mizzy as an error or just something that collides in his life and he has no other way to not be drawn to it. Which basically just straight up means that he likes Mizzy. The scene shifts to a bunch of music sheets all piled over, among them being a sketch of Mizzy. Then the flashback continues where both Mizzy and Sua passed the audition while Till received his in what seems to be his room. While looking at the past hologram in his palms, he sees a vision of Mizzy. It has become clear that the song he's singing is meant for Mizzy, as later the scene shifts to the clips of round 1 while Till is singing, picturing her in these majestic forms and looking utterly mesmerized. Though, as Till is singing his heart out, we can see from over his shoulder Acorn looking rather panicked, suggesting that this was meant to be a duet, but still stealing the spotlight instantly prevents that. That basically lowers Acorn's chances of winning, therefore leading to his inevitable death. As Acorn tries to sing and hopefully regain his winning chances, Till pushes him away and smashes his guitar. Poor Freddy. This successfully catches Mizzy's attention, who was still processing the events of the earlier round to notice him before. The camera shifts to the audience's reactions, most shocked by his bold move, some cheering. Then, as the screen showcases that Till has won, a bunch of guards charge towards him, possibly because he pretty much smashed an alien and played dirty to win. The next frame shows Till being pushed down before the screen goes black. He is then shown to be restrained and bleeding, slowly passing out. Right before the song ends, we see both Mizzy and Ivan glancing at him, Ivan shown to be more observing more closely before the screen goes black again, and that's the recap for round 2. Yay! Oh, you thought it was over? Oh boy, do I have another one. Time for round 3 recap. Round 3 began with Ivan and Marty going up on stage while the music was playing. Later it transitioned to Ivan as he began to sing. We then learned about Ivan's flashback as he watches a meteor shower while being on top of the rooftop, held by an unknown alien for a life and death situation, describing the meteors as something he could only observe as it shines. While Ivan is singing, the flashback continues where despite being held upside down by the alien, he is mesmerized by the meteor shower. Starstruck. Literally. It later changes to multiple frames showcasing Ivan's life after getting adopted by his Segian Unsha. I finally know how to pronounce it. Let's go. Anyways, starting from being strapped in a lab to attending banquets or galas as a pet to his life in a nut garden, all while expressionless. While standing in an open field, he watches the other kids play, again, expressionless, and the only thing catching his attention is a flower crown being thrown over and Till chasing after it, leading to a hologram of a cave thing. I don't know, it's glitching. But the point is that the thing that breaks him out of his normal rhythmic routine is Till's presence and the flower crown. But mostly Till, you get it. And so out of curiosity, Ivan just follows him. The video then cuts back to the stage where Marty is singing and Ivan is staring at him waiting for his turn. Loki giving up, "Oi, let me sing, this is my Eurosong vibes." Yeah, anyways, as Ivan continues, so does the flashback, where Ivan is staring at both Mizzy and Till going up against a giant creature. Till crouching over in either defeat or exhaustion, while Mizzy is staring up at the monster in fear. But Till, refusing to give up, gets back up to resume fighting. As this all goes down, we get a close-up on Ivan peeking from the doorway thing. His crimson pupil dilates the same way it did when he saw the meteor shower. It is clear that this is how Ivan gained feelings for Till. The scene then cuts to where Ivan continues singing, and as he's singing, it becomes more clear that this song is meant for Till. Ain't that a clear sight? And we can also see Ivan Segian observing his performance. The clip transitions to where Ivan rescued Till from his restraints and escapes a nut's garden with him, and Till stares at the meteor shower in pure joy, probably with the promise of freedom. While Ivan and Marty's scores are being calculated, Till wakes up and it abruptly cuts to the flashback from earlier again, with Till releasing Ivan's hand, looking doubtful, and in return Ivan stares at him in surprise and confusion, as Till immediately left and went back to Ignat's garden, possibly for Mizzy. Ivan, then looking at Till leaving, reacted with a bittersweet smile. After the flashback, Ivan gives a sadder expression as he continues the song, but soon conceals his emotions once more into a more neutral expression. A meteor shower used as a backdrop. Further evidence that this song was meant for Till, as Ivan views the two as something to yearn for but unable to reach. And then it was revealed that Ivan won. The scene then changes again to Luga holding a solved Rubik's Cube. And therefore, that ends round 3. Okay, you might be thinking about who likes who, and so we'll have a diagram showing who likes who, for better understanding. Boom! Yes. Enjoy. The Doom Yaoi, Doom Yuri, we got everything. Stay tuned for part 2, bitch.